Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Welcome back to Radio Apni Awaz and Amr and AJ's podcast, officially as AJ and Amr podcast. But yeah, either way, once again, we're with our senior commentator, political commentator, Abdul Jabbar Saab. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
Right, I think towards the end we'll probably need to check if your what do you call New Year resolutions, whether or not they've been fulfilled or not. I don't think they have.
Basically, what I've done is obviously I think I'm doing okay. So I just need to continue for this year. Continue to do something. Maybe improve some of my routine. Do more. Maybe going to the gym and working on those. Doing slight weight.
Yeah.
And on top of that, the real issue I want to do is obviously make myself better as a practicing Muslim, increase my ibadat, and obviously that helps a lot. Alhamdulillah. The schoon you get after, and the rosé are coming up as well.
No, mashallah, rosé are coming up. I think a lot of people will lose some weight then.
Yeah.
Especially if they don't make pakore iftari time. That might help them. But anyway, without further ado, you're listening to us live via the Radio Apni Awaz and via AJ and Amr's podcast. And our studio number is 0174271 or 787. Our WhatsApp number is 07533883545. And, please do get in contact with the management if you have any issues regarding or any guidance that you want to give us. There normally is a lot of people guidance wants to give guidance, but are they willing to come up in the forefront or are they going to stay in the background? I think we need a lot of people to come in the forefront and to actually talk about what's in their local society and the bigger society, what's happening. Are they part of the society or are they forming their own, as some people will say, ghettos, where they see themselves are safe in those ghettos? Are they integrating? I think these kind of questions, many times you will see in many news articles. And yeah, so basically with that theme, we are going to stick to local issues. In particular, in your opinion, I just have, this is about opinion based as well. So it doesn't have to be factually correct. But I think normally you are factually correct, but if you can give me some of your opinions. So what are the problems our community is facing in Bradford? When we say our community, I just need to clarify as British Asian Muslims.
I think the biggest problem is in Bradford is it's so hard to get things done. If you have a problem, it's really hard to find the right person or place to, especially if you haven't faced that problem before. As an example, in alleyway next to my house, it took me 5 years to get the rubbish that people were throwing there. It took me 5 years calling the council, the councillors, and they won't obviously pick up their phone and deal with my problem. And so, obviously the rubbish was not mine. It was everybody throwing it in there. So one thing is that should we, obviously people are trying to manage a lot of things they can manage on their own. There's some that they will need help with, and they're not getting it. That's the problem.
I think overall we've seen many services of that have been cut over the years. In the past there was a lot more services available.
Yeah.
Currently they're all cut. And we've got a lot of councillors, who are now coming in the forefront, independent councillors. Over the years, do you think, I think it's been 2 years, have services improved or are they still the same?
Yeah, so I don't think they have improved. and certain aspects has improvement, but generally oversight view of what's going on in Bradford. Bradford people's thoughts and thinking is that they don't want to be associated with Bradford. They can't. There's no jobs, firstly, for the young, educated minds that exist. They have to go out. There's no one is willing to put money into Bradford to employ people to get jobs done, get jobs. Everybody goes to Leeds or Manchester to work. So Bradford is
so now
brain drain.
you're on the second problem. So first problem you said was a litter issue. The second problem is jobs issue.
What did I say? First issue
Well,
is
was some litter dumping people who,
all people throwing anything that they can get hold of
Yeah.
in the. So the litter was obviously it took me 5 years to find out.
but I think jobs one is more difficult. The litter is easier because you can tell your councillor or you can tell the representatives complain about it.
Yeah.
But how are you going to complain about low amount of jobs in Bradford?
So
That you can't really do much about.
what do you mean?
So the jobs in creation in Bradford, you
Yeah.
can't do much about.
Why not? Look at Leeds.
No,
Where is
I know, but the people behind that, the secretaries,
management, the management.
what do you call business secretary or the
Yeah.
or what do you call the chancellor or whatever
Yeah.
had some kind of input in that. Which
So
they,
from
by the
local-
way, they made a lot of promises to Bradford,
Yeah.
especially with regarding HMRC jobs,
Yeah.
which they lied about, then they got rid of.
Mhm.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. How the litter one is an easier task
Yeah.
than the job creation.
Job creation.
How are you going to tell somebody to create jobs in Bradford, even though Bradford's got what seems to be
Bradford's
a
got-
really bad record?
Record, yeah. But obviously, it's got some underground work as well. Underground activities, like you mentioned, drugs. There's plenty of drugs in Bradford. I know what is going to be done about that. Why do they keep on? I don't understand. Why in the city hall they have to debate about not only local issues, but they do talk about other issues such as Palestine or Kashmir. But what I want to know is from these counselors, and when I meet them, what is the solution to these problems in the world, and what is the problem in Bradford? So just passing motion or trying to, you got to get the people on board and get things done. And this is happening in I see people that go around picking the litter up, putting in bags, placing it at a certain place. So that is happening.
Well, Ilkley is a part of Bradford. Why is that area clean and tidy?
Maybe that's what they still, obviously they're not relying on their.
Or Bingley even.
No, what I'm saying to you is, if we didn't rely on the system.
So I'm going to pinpoint the problem. Is the problem the councillors, or is the problem the people themselves, or both?
What is they part of the system, aren't they?
Because we in school, so no, one
If-
second, in Schoolmore Cemetery just recently,
Yeah.
there's a pile of rubbish that was left there.
Yeah, I knew. I heard
Yeah,
about
just,
that,
I think yesterday or a couple of days ago,
Yeah.
right? That pile of rubbish, right? Obviously, somebody's deceased. There are flowers. This that. Somebody just piled it up.
Yeah.
They could have put it and could have got some extra bags from home,
Mm-hmm.
or they could have just put it in the boot. This is plastics and that kind of stuff. So what we're trying to pinpoint is the problem within ourselves, or is it the councillors who, or should we be blaming the councillors? Or
So if you look at some of the other areas that are actually a bit more organized, we have to become a bit more organized, and not obviously what it is with some organizations, right? There's issues they've taken money, such as to the masjids have taken money, so they can't really do anything productive. In the case of obviously when the government wants to come in and impose its.
But okay, now going back to that issue regarding the mess, should we say, that was in the school cemetery, which is in particular Muslim. Obviously, I believe there's Christian and Jewish graves there.
Mhm.
So the Council for Mosques, you mentioned mosques, they run the cemetery.
Mhm.
So you've mentioned the mosque issue. So is the mosque involved? Do you think they should take some of the blame? Because in the past we've had other issues as well, underground water seeping into the graves. We've had lots of other issues that are run by the Council of Mosques.
Yeah.
So basically, who do you think should be blamed for? You mentioned the councillors, but they've given it the responsibility to Council for Mosques. So who should be, in other words, or is it just the actual people on the day? They should take care of their own mess.
Mhm. The problem here is, as you might have already, you know, my views, which I think, are built on reality.
Mm.
So the issue with the blame game is part and parcel of democracy, and no, the councillors will not take responsibility. The MPs won't take responsibility. The central government will not listen to you. So what are you supposed to do? You have to not rely on the system. So what do I mean by that? Let me just finish. So in a neighborhood watch, if you set up a little neighborhood watch, and then if you are a neighborhood watch, you're united, there's this problem here, that group you're setting up as part of neighborhood watch will be a lot more easier to get things done. So do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
There is no accountability. They can get away with whatever they want to say. So they can promise you everything and deliver nothing.
So but what I'm trying to point out was cleanliness is part of Islam.
Yeah.
It's a big part of Islam. And basically, I think the guidance should be that people should be mindful.
Yeah.
That even in the streets or not just in the graveyard, to respect it. By littering, I don't think you're respecting the graveyard. I think that's what I'm trying to hint at.
So whoever's done this, obviously, they're not bothered about Islam or Muslims.
I think the guidance, practical guidance, will be take a bag with you.
Yeah.
Clean it up after your mess. I think that's what
is needed.
That's what it is. So it's pretty simple kind of thing. So inshallah, our community will prosper. You know, not just in politically, which we have. We've got a Home Secretary who claims to be a Muslim and who may even be getting their own people
to take it back to where we came from.
Yeah, they may be helping us go back to where we came from, shall we say?
Yeah.
So inshallah, I think we can hopefully say that things could improve. But the people like me, you, and other people as well, there's really good activists who are actually doing a good job safeguarding the graveyard and any issues they have. So I think it's the Friends of School more who sometimes do yearly cleanups. And so it's nice to see the positives, right?
Yeah.
So we talked about some of the negatives. We talked about drugs, which we can't control. I don't think jobs we can't control. Littering we can control. I think we can. That's the things that we can control.
Yeah.
Having manners and that kind of stuff is basic part of Islam. If people can be, a bit more friendly, a bit more, more thinking about their neighbors. I think that's the message, even from Christianity. That we see that message where
I think
there's a general of respect, believing in one God, and parents, the value of parents. Nowadays, we do see a lot of cases where people are disrespecting their parents. It's pretty obvious. It could be a clash of their values, how they've been brought up. But saying that, if you look compared to Pakistan, there's many cases there as well where people are, kick the parents out of the houses and that kind of stuff. And it is happening in the UK as well. So it's but any positives to take.
Yeah,
So positive is
Hello?
AJ Saab is having a drink of his water.
so a lot of positives. I mean,
Definitely,
what-
I think people need to drink plenty of water as well.
yeah, that's you can't. I mean, that bottle's going to be finished by another hour. Yeah, so basically, once you mention what values are you talking about, the elevation of values, not the law. People, if they don't agree with the law, it doesn't matter how much you tell them this is the law, they're not going to follow it because they don't believe, they don't the value system. If they had that, and as Muslims, we supposed to be having those values, and that means that people recognize that and they join us. And these values are are built upon sound Islamic guidance. So it's from, obviously we've been taught, we went to madrasa, masjid, we got taught the Quran, and we know the Quran. At the time, we didn't know its meanings, or we didn't know what message was given to us. Because we were obviously Pakistanis, we couldn't understand the Arabic, and the elders who were teachers, they did their best to get us, best to teach us the Quran. What now we need to do is try to obviously go back. I mean, we are studying the Quran already anyway, but what I'm saying is, and the teachers and schools and madrasas that I see down in Bradford, they are very, very good at teaching kids, doing Hafiz classes, doing Sirah classes, Hadith. Brilliant. This is the kind of thing, the mentality.
And I think what I've seen more is more community-based things going on in mosques.
Yeah.
So we need to mention that. So I
Yeah,
think,
yeah, there is.
And there's people who have opened like community-based community centers
Yeah.
as opposed to mosques, so where they're talking about positive. They try to be positive role models. That's and people are now, the children are engaged in that, and we're seeing, mashallah, half the Quran, other stuff coming out of mosques. This is still happening. It's nice to see. Kids are doing all sorts. We can only do so much. I think we're going to be here for another probably 30 seconds or so. Any last messages?
Yeah, so obviously we've got an identity, we stick by it, and that should be reflecting in our actions and our behavior. So if we can improve on that, that'll be great.
I think we've seen many improvements, and I think you've sent a positive message at the end. And I'll probably say yes. We've got in all organizations, whether it's in the MPs or Home Secretaries or in every sector, we have people, but we just need to do the good deed and good job where we can help our local communities, inshallah. And
Inshallah.